I'm going to put it on your Facebook.
Yeah, you're going to put it on my Facebook.
All
Thanks.
right, so I got to find your Facebook. So right now, you're on the air, but your show hasn't started.
So we have to watch what we say.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, I can tell which arm is my driving arm right now, because, no, this one.
Now,
It's out
Jenny,
there.
do you want me to send you the link,
Um,
or should I put it on your page?
Put it on your page.
yeah, you can put it on my page.
All right, so first we'll do Virginia. Okay, and now I'll put it on, and then I gotta go to Jenny's page.
Yes.
Is your Facebook name Jenny?
Yes, and the last name is De Jesus Nicholson.
Okay. And then you have a second name?
Yes.
What is it?
DEJESUS.
That's
Yeah.
your second name.
It's hyphenated.
Hyphenated?
NICHOLSON.
There it is.
Got it.
And, okay, I just sent you a friend request.
Okay.
And if you accept it, I think I can put stuff on your page. Depends how you set it up.
I believe that you can do that. Come on. Richard Wicca. Okay, we are friends now.
Okay, then I think I refresh the page. Okay. And now I can put it on there. Okay, great. So things are looking up.
Cool.
Thank you, Richard.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now I have to see who accepts the stream. Okay, Twitch has accepted the stream. YouTube has accepted the stream. And Facebook, after they accept the stream, they're going to give me the link.
Accept.
Come on. Okay, Facebook has accepted the stream. Now they're going to give me the link. Okay, they're giving me the link. All right. Give me the link, which is copy link. Okay. Now I put it on Virginia's page. Come on. There it is. It's on your page.
Thank you.
I'll put it on Jenny's page. All your friends now can watch you.
Perfect.
Cool.
All right, cool. Now, are you ready to start the show?
Ready to start the show, right, Jenny?
Yeah, yeah.
We're ready to start the show.
Look at the clock in the middle of the screen.
Mm-hmm. 5, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to Illuminating Forward with Virginia McIntyre, your host. That's who I am. That's me. And we have a special guest tonight, which I'm going to introduce in a few minutes, named Jenny De Jesus Nicholson.
Hello.
But I want to tell you first a little bit about me. I call myself a spiritual alchemist, and I am an evidential psychic medium, spiritual counselor, teacher, intuitive life coach, Reiki practitioner, and I've done healing at the Healing Temple in Lilydale, spiritual healing, just so you know. And I'm on Facebook under Reverend Virginia McIntyre and Virginia Ginger Kerwin McIntyre. And I've opened up a new website. I have a website again. I'm so excited. VirginiaMcIntyre.com. So I'm very, very excited about that. And they've added some articles that I have in the Buffalo Latino Journal and in the online magazine of Medium.com. So tonight's episode is going to involve healing of different modalities. It's going to involve meditation, Reiki, and a sound bath. So I hope that you're wearing comfortable clothing. You're going to want to lay down and probably put a blanket over you when we do the sound healing and when we do the Reiki, because we're going to send you out healing through the Reiki tonight, because Jenny's a Reiki healer too. And we're going to send it out to you. And if you're in a relaxed state, your body is more apt to accept the healing. Okay, so, and if you're warm and fuzzy, they're more apt to be relaxed and to accept the healing. So I want to tell you a little bit about Miss Jenny De Jesus Nicholson. I've known her for a very long time. I knew her when she was in grammar school, actually. And she's the owner of Crystalline Healing Services here in Buffalo, New York. And she services all of Western New York. And we're going to try to get her to talk right now. We're going to ask her, what does Crystalline Healing Services do and what do they specialize in?
Hi, everybody. So this is my baby. I'm still new at it as far as the business goes, but I am a tarot reader. So I offer tarot card readings. I'm a Reiki master. I'm a certified crystal practitioner, so I do crystal healing with all different kinds of crystals. I am also training in development as an evidential psychic medium.
In Lilydale, New York.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Which is the largest spiritualist community in the world. And in fact, it's the only place in the world where people actually live on a vortex.
Yes.
And there's like, I think 7 or 8 vortexes in Lilydale. And they have world-renowned mediums there. So you're studying with one of the world-renowned mediums. You can mention her name if you'd like.
Yes. I did classes with Celeste Elliott. She's pretty dope. I like her a lot. We just finished for the year because Celeste is going to be doing
The summer season.
Yeah, summer season in Lilydale. So, but yeah, we just had our last class a week ago, I want to say.
A couple weeks ago.
I think it was the 31st.
Yeah, it was right around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but you're a Reiki master.
Yes.
Now, a Reiki master can teach other people how to do Reiki, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
you're like a spiritual healing guru.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is what
Sending
you're...
out all the vibes.
Yeah, all the good
All the
juju.
good vibes.
All the good juju, right?
Yeah.
This beautiful. Now, for people that don't know, what would you say is Reiki? How would you explain it in layman's terms for people to understand it?
I would say that the Reiki practitioner themselves is not the one that is putting out their own energy. We are channeling the energy from the universe. It translates to universal life force energy. So
That's what Reiki means, exactly.
yes. So I am channeling that through my hands, and I believe that some people know it as like laying on of hands. I feel like I've heard that term before.
Yeah, with the Pentecostal movement in the Christian tradition, they have the Pentecostal movement, and they own that term, laying on hands. But other Christian churches, like the Presbyterians, like I used to be and whatever, they have the laying on hands.
Okay.
So it's that spiritual healing.
Yes.
It's all this. I believe it's all from the same source.
Yeah.
The same God, if you will. Whatever you name it, it really doesn't matter because it's the same life force. And Reiki translates into universal life force. I love that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That was so cool. That was so cool. Now,
Excuse me.
now, Reiki originated in Japan, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it was in Japan, spiritual healing technique, and it can help the body heal through energy work and touch. So you don't necessarily have to touch people.
No.
So we can do it remotely like we're going to do tonight. We're going to send it out healing. So you can turn your volume up and you can get your little blankets and whatever
pillow
and pillows and whatever. So Rei translates into universal life force, and Ki translates into physical energy of the body. And so together, It's universal life force energy, just like Jenny from Crystalline Healing Services just informed us. So I have my notes. So those of you who know me that know that I go off on tangents, I have to follow notes because I'll be in China, Yugoslavia. I'll be all over the place, the moon and Mars, before I get back to where we're supposed to be.
5 or
Okay.
6 extra stories.
Right. But you know what's interesting to me is that the human body is always seeking balance. It's always seeking to heal itself.
Yep.
And Reiki uses the energy of the life force in the body so to help people heal themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like I have like when I have worked at the Healing Temple in Lilydale, I would have people stop me on the road and they'd say, well, aren't you exhausted? And I'd say, no, I'm not exhausted because I'm just a channel.
Right.
It's just passing through me.
Right.
But the good news is that science has backed up that Reiki actually works, that spiritual healing actually works. And they have seen in the brain that when you channel this energy, the person channeling the energy gets the good juju first.
Yeah.
So we tend to heal. We're able to heal ourselves in the
Right.
process.
Exactly.
And so when we give Reiki to a person, it's a process.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes more than one session. Wouldn't you agree?
I would
Depending.
agree. Yeah, especially if someone's extra blocked in certain areas or has, more than one thing going on, pain or anxiety, something like that. I feel like, more than one session would be beneficial.
Right, because when somebody has a scarcity in the body, we're giving them more life energy than they already have, and so sometimes it takes more than one session for that to do it. So we're giving the body extra energy to do with it what the Supreme Being and the body will. I have always said to people, that I'm healing with the Reiki and whatever, is that the God of your understanding knows where this energy is supposed to be going.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's where they're going to channel it, and that's where it's going to go.
Yep. So you can have your hands anywhere. It doesn't. I mean, it's better. It works very well if you're over the affected area, but it's not. You don't necessarily have to be there.
That is such a valid point. That's such a valid point because somebody getting Reiki might say, "Well, she was over my head, but my problem's over here in my left hip."
Right.
Right. So, that is a very valid point. And so, when we're running on empty, like a lot of us are in this world, because of our high stress jobs and some people working 2-3 jobs and whatever, you really have a little bit left, if anything at all, to manifest repair of the body.
Right.
So this is why spiritual healing and Reiki is so important.
I agree.
I would think.
Yeah.
So the body takes the Reiki and uses it how it wants to for deeper healing. So how is Reiki done? I would say that it can last anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours, correct?
Correct.
But usually it's like an hour, 40 minutes, I say. That's what I have on my website. I think 40 minutes is my usual session.
Yeah.
And it's depending where you go. And we both have massage tables, but we're not doing massage, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And people are fully clothed, and they're covered with a sheet or a blanket.
Yep.
And the practitioner will lightly rest their hands on the body or hover over the body.
Yes, whatever the client prefers.
Right, because some people don't want to be touched.
Yeah.
And according to New York State law, you have to ask people ahead of time, may I touch you for spiritual healing?
Right.
Okay. And the hand positions cover 3 main areas, which include the major organs, the major chakras, and the major meridians. Now, the only thing meridians are is the energy pathways,
Right.
which science, the ancients always knew that we had meridians.
Yeah.
But science has deemed that to be correct,
Yes.
that we do have them.
Yes. Science, people. Science says it works.
Okay, so we're all over the body. So a practitioner's hands travel or hover all over the body.
Yep.
Okay, and sometimes I know that some of my patients, sometimes, or my clients, however you want to deem it, will have lucid dreams. And you find that to be the same with you, correct?
Yes.
That they have lucid dreams. And sometimes people flip out about that, don't they?
Yeah, they get a little freaked out. Like, what's going on? Like, it's okay. Everything's good.
Everything's working.
Yeah.
Everything's working.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I want to mention this one doctor who's Harvard trained, Dr. Robert Graham, and he is the director of FreshMed, which is an integrative health clinic, and he says Reiki is not only safe as long as it is a complementary medicine. You don't want to replace it with Western medicine. You don't want to replace Western medicine.
Right.
You really don't. It is not an alternative. It's a complementary. There's a difference.
Yes.
So stick to your physicians, people. We are not we're not telling you to stop going to the doctor.
Yeah. Oh, Sue says, good to see you both. Hi, Sue. Hi, Sue.
So he says that Reiki is a complementary medicine. I can't say that enough. And that we're not telling you not to go to your doctors.
Right.
And he also says, Dr. Graham says, that there's no harmful effects, according to him, and has a long healing tradition in medicine, especially nursing. And I want to say that at Roswell, they offer it at Roswell Park.
They do. When I was doing my training, there was a number of nurses. I believe even the facilitator that was teaching the Reiki was she was an RN. So yeah.
Isn't it fabulous?
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I will say, like we say sometimes that they may have to have more than one session.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people reap benefits after one session.
Oh sure.
They feel more balanced.
Yeah.
They sleep better.
Sense of calm, all that good stuff.
Pain reduction.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're working on a specific cure, like you said, like pain or your left hip or whatever, it may take more than one session.
Yeah.
So how would you say people should choose a practitioner besides going to you or me?
I would say go with the person that you feel the most comfortable with. Because it's not going to be a good time if you're not comfortable with that person, right? You're just going to be like, what are you doing to me? I feel like if, you have a good back and forth with the person and you feel comfortable in their energy and it'll make the whole experience so much better.
And you should make sure they have credentials.
That too. Yeah. That too.
I remember one time I ran into somebody in a spiritual shop who told me she practices hot hands. Well, what is that?
That makes me think of that game that we used to play, Hot Hands. What are we doing?
Right. I was just like, and of course I wasn't rude or anything, and I didn't say, well, what is that? But in my mind I'm going, what is that? And she said, I heal people with my hot hands. So, so I'm not sure what that is. So I personally would not go to that person because I wouldn't feel comfortable, but somebody else might feel comfortable.
Right.
But I would say go to somebody with credentials.
Yes.
Because you don't want to fool around with your body. You don't want to fool around, and you don't want to waste your money either,
Yeah.
okay? But you can receive Reiki from someone who's been trained to the first level, the second level, or is a master.
Yes.
And
Very true.
now, if you were going to give somebody advice on how to prepare for a session, what would it be, Jenny?
I would say come with an open mind.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Go with open mind.
Yeah. Yes, because I feel like some people have the set expectation as to what it's going to be. And it may turn out to be something completely different, and some people may not be happy with that because it's not what they were expecting. So go with, this is going to be a positive experience. I'm open to what happens.
Right. Now, in the United States of America, there are 5 types of Reiki, but we're only going to talk about 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to need you, because of my speech impediment, to help me pronounce them. So what you and I have been trained in is UC, right?
Usui.
Usui.
Yes.
Okay. I did it. And that's Western Reiki. Now, Eastern Reiki is Haikiden. Jikiden, but the J is silent, I believe, in Japanese. Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
And they differ. The Eastern version is a little bit more traditional, And the Western vision added some more things to it and also took some things away. And it can be called spiritual, but mostly physical treatments.
Yes.
Okay? So Reiki practitioners radiate energy.
Yeah.
But it's mostly through our hands.
Yeah.
Mostly through our hands, so that people know. But we radiate it through our whole body when we're giving a session. That's why it's very important that we take care of our own energy.
Very important.
And we take care of ourselves.
Protect ourselves and all that.
So now, we're going to be sending out Reiki to over the airways, and that's called remote healing.
Yes.
And we can do that.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do is we're going to do 10 deep breaths. And your body has no choice but to relax. That's why we're going to do 10 deep breaths. Because if you do 10 deep breaths the way that I'm going to coach you through it, you have no choice but your body's going to relax. So
It's going to happen.
yeah, it's just right. It's going to happen. So basically what I'm going to do is that I'm going to have you breathe into the count of 4.
Yep.
Then you're going to hold it to the count of 4. Then you're going to exhale to the count of 6. And then you're going to hold for 4. And we're going to do it 10 times. And this is to optimize relaxing. And if you are in a relaxed state, healing is more apt to happen, which I've already said. And breathing this way activates the relaxing nervous system, as everybody has 2 nervous systems. And the one we want to engage is the parasympathetic nervous system tonight. So I'm going to ask you to follow my count. But before we do that, and I will keep track of how many times we've done it, I want to talk about what's probably going to happen for people that have never done anything like this. If anybody ever told you that meditation is emptying out of the brain, that you're not going to be thinking, they really did you a disservice, because the brain thinks and the body feels. So you're always going to be thinking. You're always going to be feeling sensations. The meditation is a training of the mind.
Right.
So what the idea is, if you focus on your breath, your body's going to follow suit. So what I like to do is, I like to say thank you when I'm meditating and I'll get a thought, because sometimes, for me, it's a spiritual practice.
Yes.
So I'll get messages from the great beyond, and I always say thank you.
Yeah.
And but not now, whatever. And then I think about them later.
Yeah.
So when you catch yourself thinking, just gently go back to your breath. And when we do the breathing, it might help if you put one hand on your belly, because you want to do deep belly breaths where the belly expands. And when you exhale, the belly's going to constrict. So you want to put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart, and that may help you, okay? And set the intention that you're going to relax.
Yeah.
You just tell yourself, relax, relax. And then after the Reiki, we're going to do a sound healing. Now, the sound therapy tonight will focus on balancing your chakras. And we're going to go into a little bit, not much, about what the chakras are, okay? But basically what they are they are in the yoga practice, spiritual practice. Yoga is a spiritual practice, people. It is a lot more than just stretching and breathing.
Yes.
And it's where your energy centers are throughout your body, and they're in the center of your body, and they start at the pelvic floor and go all the way to the top of your head. And we have a ton.
We have a ton of chakras.
We have chakras in our hands. We got them in our feet. We have them everywhere. But we have 7 major ones, and that's what we're going to be working on, trying to balance tonight for you. And certain sounds, certain gemstones, certain words, whatever, go with those chakras. Certain colors.
Yes.
And we're not going to do those tonight. We're just going to do the sound. So they're valuable for aligning your energy, because we are all energetic beings, which in turn affects your well-being as far as your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual self. So we're hoping that you feel some healing tonight, and for your overall well-being, and that you end up feeling more balanced, and it can help you to be in harmony and in tune with your intuition when your chakras are in line,
Yes.
and increase your confidence in your actions, in your body, mind, and spirit. And the chakras, according to the yogis, is where we receive and assimilate and distribute our life energy. So it's all goes together tonight that we're going to be doing balancing of your chakras.
Yeah.
And that's what Reiki can do for you too.
Oh, yes.
They align along the center of the body. Now, sound healing, real quick. We're going to go through sound healing because I don't want to be breaking this up with talking. I want to move into and have a steady flow,
Yes.
right? That's what we talked about, right, Jenny?
Yes.
Yeah. So, another word for sound healing is sound therapy. They even sometimes call it music therapy, but when I was in college, we learned that music therapy was something else, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ancient holistic practice that uses sound vibrations and frequency to improve physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And science, again, is saying that the ancients were right on the money and that it works. It involves listening to sounds made by instruments like singing bowls, tuned to specific chimes, frequencies that match the gongs and frequencies in the body, and when they match the frequencies in the body, our minds and our bodies sync to the vibrations of the sound, and that's when healing takes place.
Mm-hmm.
It can be very powerful if you allow it. If you set the intention that you don't believe in it, then nothing's going to happen.
Right.
It's like anything.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to combine different healing sounds tonight, and to improve and help you with your multidimensional well-being. And you can have beautiful experiences where all layers of our luminous energy field, which is body, mind, soul, spirit, are awakened gently and lovingly. Sounds have vibrations, just like we do, that affect us on a neurological, physiological, and biochemical level. They impact us on a cellular level as a result.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all according to science. I'm not just saying this.
Can I point out real quick?
Go right ahead.
I have a book when I was doing my crystal practitioner course.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Vibrational Medicine. I believe it's by, I know his first name is Richard Gerber, I believe.
Okay.
Very informative, and he's a doctor himself, and he talks about all different kinds of alternative healing in conjunction with, modern medicine and stuff. But he explains the importance of alternative healing, holistic healing, and I haven't even gotten through the whole book.
What's the name of the book again? Because it's so intense, right?
Yes, Vibrational Medicine.
Vibrational medicine.
Yes, it is really good for anyone who wants to put in the science with it.
Right. So the idea tonight is that you want to focus on the sound.
Mm-hmm.
Close your eyes, let the sounds wash over you, meditate, heal, and connect through listening. And now the sounds tonight aren't going to be like a song or a pretty melody, okay? But they can be powerful. And if you can concentrate, you will often feel them as well as hear them. I've been in sound baths where I have literally felt parts of my body inside me move.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also been in sound baths where I didn't have that experience. But I've had those types of experience.
Yeah.
And it can be relaxing or it can be intense.
Yeah.
And you want to drink water afterwards.
Yes, be
You do.
hydrated, people.
And sometimes when we go through a sound bath, our unconscious will bring up emotions that, we've been suppressing. So you might feel angry, you might feel sad,
Sure.
you might have a cleansing cry or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, prepare our audience for what may hapen.
Yeah.
And
I would say whatever comes up, allow it. Allow it
Right,
to happen
exactly.
because it's coming up for a reason. So don't be embarrassed or, upset that you're crying or, that you feel a certain way. It's allowing the release.
Right, it's allowing the healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is an invitation into a deeper state of consciousness where you can unplug from external stimuli and focus on what's going on within you. So that's what we're hoping you all achieve tonight. And if you don't, well, I hope you have a good experience. Right?
Yeah.
We hope you like it anyway.
Yeah. It'll be something new that you haven't done before.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm like ready to do the breathing. Are you ready? Is there anything else you want to add, Jenny? I'm gonna drink some water.
Yes. I need water too.
I'm gonna drink
We got
some
our water bottles here.
Hydrate, folks.
Mm-hmm. Water is good for the soul. Do I have anything to add? I don't know. I don't think so.
How can people get a hold of you?
Oh, so I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook page. It's kind of new. It's Crystalline Healing Services. I am on TikTok, crystalline.healing716. I do a lot of tarot readings on there.
Yes, you do.
Yes. And I am on Instagram. I don't post much on there anymore, but you can follow me. I'll follow you back. And it is Crystalline Healing 716. So that's where you can find
I
me.
like that. It's Crystalline Healing 716.
Yeah.
I like that. It like helps people to know that you're from this area.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice.
Yeah.
But you're
West Side.
right, but you're willing to go anywhere with it because you know
Yeah.
with technology we can do anything.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, the Reiki knows no time or space. It can go wherever, and I can do a tarot reading online. You know, you can see me do that, or
Right.
you know, even mediumship and all that stuff. So yeah, it's
Right. We can do it all now.
Yeah.
That you know, I like to call that the corona bonus.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all got it from the pandemic. Oh, let's do Zoom.
Right. Let's all get on the Zoom.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 10 deep breaths. So, Sue, if you're still with us, is she still with us?
It just says good to see you both. So hi, Sue. I don't know if you're still
Okay,
there.
so
but hi.
Sue, so if you're still there, I want you to lay down. You don't have to lay down on your floor. You can lay down on your couch, but I want you to lay down and maybe put a sheet over you. So we're gonna do the deep breathing, and then this is the sound of when the Reiki's gonna start.
Oh, she's still there. Hi.
Hi, Sue. This is the sound when the Reiki's going to start.
Yes.
And this is the sound when the Reiki's going to end.
Mhm.
And then Jennifer and I are going to relocate to where you see the bowls. And we're going to do the sound treatment. And then we'll come back to our seats. So you may see us, you may not see us. But that's okay because you're going to be having your eyes closed and you're going to be focusing. So lay down and get comfortable.
Find a nice, comfortable position.
A nice comfortable spot. If you don't want to lay down, you can sit and be erect to let your meridians be open. And if you're new to belly breathing, put a hand on your belly and another hand and your other hand on your chest.
I will demonstrate.
And we're going to start with the breathing. So breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pausing. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Holding. 2, 3, 4. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Holding. 2, 3, 4. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Holding. 2, 3, 4. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Holding. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Find the natural rhythm of your breath and be open to receive the Reiki. gently start wiggling your toes, your fingers. You might want to do a neck twist. Roll your shoulders back when you sit up. Reach for that water that I know you listened to me to when I said make sure you have water.
Hydration is key.
And hydrate.
Well, I feel good. I don't know about you.
I feel great. I feel great. You know, when we do these sessions with people, they last a lot longer. We just wanted to give everybody a taste of what could happen if they avail themselves to sound healing and Reiki and whatever. And I would just like to say that I received a phone call today, and I was asked if I would volunteer my time at a place on Maple Road for sound healing. And I said I would. I don't want to give the name of the place out yet because people got to talk with the powers that be or whatever. But there's not going to be a problem because I've been at that location before for other things. So, but I don't want to say where. But it's going to be happening in the next couple months, and I'll be advertising it on my Facebook page and my Instagram page.
Cool.
My Instagram page is mcintyre.v. And I just got verified by Instagram, so I'm going to be doing a lot more advertising on Instagram. I'm going to be shifting my focus to Instagram and Reverend Virginia McIntyre because I can receive stars on Reverend Virginia McIntyre.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, every little bit helps in this line of work. And so, so I'm going to be volunteering my time at this place on Maple Road, so everybody's going to be invited. Okay, so we have people writing us. What are they saying?
Sue, it's Sue. She says she got the water and interesting sensations. Thank you.
Really, she'll have. We'll have to talk later tonight. So I'm interested to know what those interesting sensations were.
Yeah.
You know, Sue. I've known Sue for a long time too. Sue and I went to college together.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. And we've, you know, and her and my sister hung out. She's been a great friend to our family over the years. And so we've been hanging out more often than we had not in the last year or so.
Oh, there's Trisha. My mother.
Oh, your
Hi, Mom.
mothers are always good.
Thanks for the taste. Very healing and a wonderful experience.
Trisha, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you. So, you know, so sound healing, you know, is, my mentor, Mark James, told me that he was trained in the world-renowned place is in San Francisco, where you can be trained as a sound healer. And people spend a whole year training, and then they have a summer intensive, just like they do at every major university.
Right.
And he was trained there, and he is not a musician, and he's traveled the world doing sound healing. He's been in Germany, he's been in Europe, he's been in Scotland, he's been everywhere doing the sound healing. He's been in Las Vegas.
Wow. He's going all over.
Yeah, he's been in Lilydale. That's where I met him. I met him at Lilydale when he was coming to Lilydale for a few years. And he told me that, and he's the sound healer where I went to him during the break, and I said, how come I've experienced sound baths before, and I just felt good afterwards. I just felt relaxed, whatever. But with you, I actually felt something move. And he said, well, I surrender to spirit. I surrender to God. And he said, I do what God directs me to do.
Right.
And he said, because I don't know all the time what's going on with people, but God does. And he didn't use the word God, he used the word spirit, but it's all the same.
Right.
And he told me that when he was in school studying to be a sound healer, and he's also a medium, he trained with Lisa Williams.
Okay.
When he was in school, that he was jealous because everybody else in his class were musicians and they were making beautiful music.
Right.
And at the end of the summer, they were all getting together and they were talking about, you know, what what worked, what was their best moments. And people were saying that they were jealous of him
See?
because they were making pretty music, but he was actually healing people. And he said, I surrender to something greater than what I am, and I follow that direction, and I set the intention before I do any healing.
That's very powerful.
That's what I'm going to do. But that same healing, the one healing session I had with him, he had somebody make a bowl, a PTSD bowl.
Okay.
For just and this was during a time where it was one of the many elections recently that have been like a really hard time, right?
Yeah.
And so we had this bowl made, and I was laying down, so I missed it. But my friend, who was sitting in the room, and she watched the bowl jump up, move to the side, and go crashing to the ground and broke.
Wow.
And I heard the crash, and he said, well, I guess my bowl has had enough PTSD for its lifetime.
Wow.
It was a very hard time for our country,
I agree.
during one of these elections.
Yeah.
And so I want to contact him, and after I get my love bowl,
The love vibration, the love frequency.
yeah, the love frequency for like $500 after I travel to New York City and get that taken care of. I want to find out where he had this bowl made so I can get a PTSD bowl, because as a veteran, and I know a lot of veterans that suffer from PTSD, that's something I would want to do.
Yeah. I feel like that would be very beneficial.
And they have found out that people that are addicted now, that the trauma happened first before the addiction took place.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree.
And a lot of veterans with PTSD suffer from substance abuse, because substance abuse is a symptom of PTSD.
Yes.
Which nobody really talks about.
No.
But Jenny,
That's another conversation.
See how I go off? I'm here with the VA.
But it's a valid conversation. It's a valid point. It's I think a lot of people put down people who are addicted, not knowing the reason why they are addicted. I mean, they see people out here looking for money, but you don't know their backstory and why they're out there.
And everybody deserves to eat.
I agree.
I used to help out in handing out groceries at a church, and one of the women was saying, well, some of these people are drug addicts. I said, well, they have to eat too.
Yeah.
But as you said, that's another conversation. We only have like 2 more minutes.
We have more comments. We have more comments.
What did they say?
Marie Mineo says, thank
Oh,
you.
Richmond Avenue.
Yeah, thank you. This was a very nice session. Strong vibrations. Sue says, I agree with Maria. Strong vibrations. And Tricia says, still feeling the vibrations. Beautiful. I love it.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
Yeah.
Well, we only have like 2 minutes left, so I want to thank you for coming with me tonight.
Thank you for having me on.
And,
this has been a very interesting experience.
And like helping me, and Richard too. And thank you to Richard and
Yes,
Tom
thank you.
for updating the camera. Tom updated the camera in the studio here at Think Twice Radio. Sal, one of the hosts here, always says this is the home of the future.
Oh.
He always says that. But I want to thank you for coming, and I just want to thank you for being special for all your life.
Oh.
That you are just like really one of those special type of people. You've always had
thank you.
You've always been a good, giving soul.
Thank you.
Even when you were a little girl.
Yeah, even when I was a little shit.
You were never a little whatever. You were always good.
Sorry, excuse my mom.
But we only got like one. So I really hope that people go to Crystalline Healing 716.
Yes.
Tell them how they can find you again, Jen.
Okay. So you can find me on Facebook, Crystalline Healing Services, Instagram, Crystalline Healing 716, and TikTok, Crystalline.Healing 716. And you can always send me an email. That's really long. crystallinehealingservices@gmail.com.
Okay, well, thank you. And I just want to mention that I have a new website again. I have a website again. Things are looking up for me again.
Yes.
And Think Twice Radio has a lot to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I can be found on my webpage, virginiamcintyre.com, Spiritual Alchemist. Transformation begins in the heart.
That's right.
So we're going to fade to black now. I want you to know that my first time I didn't know how to do this.
Real
but
quick, Tricia says you're both special. You're special.
Thank you, Tricia.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And you're welcome, Sue.
Thank you, Richard, for sitting with us tonight, and
Thank you,
thank you for being patient with us, and thank you to Think Twice Radio, and I love you all. Fading to black.
Bye.